did an episode where I said about good things about Uber, and so today we're going to say bad things about Uber. Now, where do we start on that situation? How long have you got? Right, let's put the number one. Okay, the number one bad thing about Uber is, drum roll, how much you get. When it's not surging, it's dreadfully low, people. It really is. Where I live in Tameside, Manchester, we get 10 pence a minute and we get £1.30 a mile. So you think you're picking someone up to Manchester, usually about a tenner. So, and if you pick no one else up in an hour, you can just earn a tenner an hour. So it is really low, the rates. If I could put it on an hourly wage, normal rate, not surge, I would put it at £10 an hour. Then you've got to minus all your expenses. So what you got to think to yourself, it's not really worth it doing it when it's surging. It boosts the money up, that's all it does, but where you make the big money is the big surges. Now if it's double fare, like a Friday and Saturday, where it's 20p a minute and 260 a mile, well, it's big money there. It's really a decent wage. If it was always like that, I would say it is good money. But when it's not surging, when we're only paying £1.30 a mile, which is quite low, that's one of the bad things about Uber, the rate. They need to increase their rate. Now in this country, if you don't know what's happening so far, is that the British government are jumping on these gig economies like Uber and all these things what work for your phone, where drivers class as self-employed at the moment. Don't tell me off. you know what I'm talking about at the moment. So eventually, when it'll happen, they'll have to make sure we get a minimum wage. Well, I think it's £7.20 plus our expenses on top of that. But it will be interesting to see what actually happens at that situation. Right, also number two, what is the bad thing about Uber? Doing all the paperwork, sorting out your taxes and how much you've earned each week, documenting it all. I tell you what, I'm not a professor, I'm really not, or I'm not a mathematician, and I try and do all my tax myself. I mean, national insurance. If you don't know what national insurance is, it's like, well, national insurance pays the old age pension, and if you ever go in hospital, like you break your leg, that'll cover the cost. So that's a bad thing. I don't like doing it, and no one likes doing taxes, do they? Except the taxman, of course. But I certainly don't like doing it. What's bad about Uber Free? Well, this is actually Uber's fault. Okay, so we'll give it some grounding points. Let me just say, sat nav. Yes, when I mention the word sat nav, we all know what we're talking about here. Is when the passenger's put in a destination and it takes you some strange routes when, as a human, you could pick the route yourself, what is easier, which I tend to do. If I look at Google Maps and I think, where are you taking me now? I say to the customer, I say, do you mind if we go this way? It's a bit shorter, and they do appreciate that, because a lot of customers do follow Google Maps. So if you are going the wrong way, they'll think, why are you going that way? They won't understand it's a little shortcut because you know the area. So Google Maps, yes, that's not really Uber's fault, is it really? And what I don't like about Uber, ready for this? Cash fares! Yes, cash fares are my pet hate. You follow my videos regularly, you'll know cash fares are a big no-no for me. Because of all the people who are taking the Michael and not paying us. And the rates are that low, we cannot afford any losses. So if I get a cash fare, I will cancel. Because I can't afford to take the chance of giving some little undesirable a free ride. Because when I see it as cash, now it's not everyone, but I always think dodgy person, and it usually works for me. Not everyone's like that, but I have to draw the line. I can't take the chance and lose some money. So cash fares, that really should have put that as number 1 or 2, but no. Where am I up to now? I can't even count. See what I'm like? If I can't even count up to, what are we up to, 4 now? That's what I'm like doing my tax and insurance. And I can hear everyone saying now, why don't you get an accountant? I don't earn enough to pay for an accountant, so I have to learn the old-fashioned way and do it myself. Number 4. What I don't like about Uber, number 4. The rating system, where passengers give you a mark out of 5. Most passengers don't realise if you give all your drivers 4, that is really bad. It really is. Because if drivers fall below 4.6, I think it is in Manchester, we will get a warning, so we have to improve our ratings. And if we don't, they sack us. They stop us using the Uber system. But I thought it was self-employed, so that's quite, so it's like being employed, that sounds. So, and I say, while I'm blowing a kiss, I've just passed my daughter's nursery, so I'll blow a kiss. I know she can't see it or feel it, but in my mind, it goes there. Forget it. It's just one of these weird things that I do. You'll find. So the rating system, I can't really complain about the rating system because I'm scared to tell you this. I'm at 4.9. Out of 5, I'm 4.9, which is really good in Uber's eyes. But it does give a lot of other drivers a lot of pressure to actually do that extra mile for the passengers. Well, is it a good thing really to do that? Is it, but added pressure, because we don't want to be sat, you see. We know if we fall below a certain score, we will lose our job, and if we lose our job, who's going to pay our bills? Who's going to put food on the table? Because we don't get a written warning, they just deactivate you, stop you from using it. But they do give you, I must admit, they do give you another chance. They ask you to come in for training, and then give you another chance. But the trick is with people, just keep them happy, talk to them, understand your passengers. Always be nice and polite, and usually you won't really have a problem with your rating systems. Right, thanks very much, people. It's Uberman signing out.